eye. For me, this is the most interesting part of the artwork. It adds the most realism. It is one of the most crucial areas of the artwork. Now I haven't even mixed up one custom color for this eye, so it means that I'm going to be mixing all the colors on the fly. If you've already mixed all the other colors, then you should have a good understanding of what you're going to need to put in your airbrush to get these colors accurate. Now I've just peeled up that frisket mask that we cut out in the last episode, and I'm just going in with a bit of transparent red, and you'll find that it's got a tiny bit of blue and a tiny bit of yellow mixed into it. The blue is to dirty it up, and the yellow is just to make it more of a friendly colour. For the redness that you see in the eye, such as around above the tear duct, I'm going to start by putting in a little bit of the illustration scarlet red. If I want it dirtier or darker, I'm going to add a little bit of sepia or possibly magenta or blue to shift it more purple and darker. Now you can also see a couple of little veins in the eye there on the reference. Don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I'm just going to add these freehand. I won't use Frisco or anything. I'll just quickly use the airbrush to create a couple of little random lines. I think there's only 2, maybe 3. One for luck. Lucks are made of Kevin Cordy! Shout out, mate! Hey, good on you. Around the iris and the pupil in the eye, again, it's just a matter of finding the colour. I think I've used sepia, might have added a bit of red to liven it up. And I'm just going to end up painting around the darkest parts and then colouring in. Simples. Now just taking your time, making sure that you're getting the edges correct. It's all you're concentrating on at this stage. Just getting the darker shapes in there. So concentrate on your edges, the focal and tonal values. And I'm just gonna take a risk because I'm a risky guy, and I'm gonna add in a few of those little eyelashes just using the airbrush. Just spray them in. If you're confident with your control, then go ahead and add these just with an airbrush. You don't need to use anything else if you can get sharp enough lines. I've just got a bit of burnt umber, and I'm just creating the colour of the iris in there, just with the burnt umber, building up the layer as it's a transparent colour until it's a dark enough value to match the reference. Now just a little tip here, I'm putting in some straight yellow to the airbrush because I can see just the slightest of yellow tinges in the eye. Now, if you go too dark with this, you're going to make it look like she's got liver problems. So I'm just going to raise my height quite a bit, maybe half an arm's length from the picture, and I'm going to just dust the smallest amount of yellow onto the eye here. I doubt the camera will even pick it up. We're starting on the teeth. Once again, I haven't mixed up any specific colour here. I'm just going straight over with Createx black, and I've just added a little bit of blue to it because I want a grey, but I want it to have a slightly cooler look to the colour, because blue's the coolest colour out there. I'm definitely going to be using a little bit of frisket here to help out with the edges of the teeth. I don't really want any black to be oversprayed onto the lips, so to create the teeth, I'll cut around exactly where they need to go. I'm going to make sure everything around them is backmasked. And then after I've actually painted them in and done everything, I'll put a fresh piece of frisket film over the top. I'm going to cut it out. And then I'm going to remove the back masking. So I guess it's just front masking that's in place. The trickiest part about doing the teeth is making sure that the tonal values that you're putting into them are exactly the same as the reference, because the reference has red around the outside of the lips, whereas yours probably aren't done yet. Makes it very tricky, so just, I don't know, be careful. Just check your reference, have a look, and do they look the same? Probably the same. So like I said, those teeth there in the middle that you see, I'm not covering them with red paint. That's a little mask in there. I've just cut it out, and it just means that I'm not going to get any red onto the teeth, so I'm safe there. All I have to concentrate on is getting the edges of the lips right. Now I'm just adding a little bit of yellow because I can see that the lips in the reference are slightly more orange, and my colour hasn't been 100% accurate. To get the darker colour of the lips, again this is a colour I've just mixed on the fly. I've got that base red that I used to colour the lips, and I've just added the tiniest bit of sepia. So that's to get that shadow in the corner of the lips and around the opening of the mouth as well. I'm also using this same colour to apply in the nostrils because there's a darker area there as well. Lips are done, lips are done, the lips are done! Time to move on to the clothes and the southern parts of the artwork. Well, we made it this far! And in the next and final installment of the Bianca tutorial, we're going to be painting the clothes and adding the final touches to the artwork.